Hey folks, welcome to Bear Mountain. This week we're just going to talk a little bit about temperature and its effects on how things have been kind of slowed down this spring for us. We're in Zone B, a maritime type climate. We're about 60 miles from the Pacific coast in the Willamette Valley of Oregon, USA. And we've had this year cooler temperatures and wetter weather than we've had normally for quite some time. Normally our springs are pretty close to, by this time of year, we have our warm season stuff either started in the greenhouse and just about ready to transplant, and everything is usually, starting to really rock and roll from a warm season standpoint. This year we are behind, and it's on purpose that we're not pushing things. So I just wanted to talk a bit about grower degree days again. We did a video on that. It kind of explains the whole thing. But where we are cumulative for just since the spring equinox to where we are today on May 6th, we're running about 15% behind in terms of how many accumulated heat units or grower degree days we had compared to last year. And that's made a big difference. I just want to show you where we are right now with the potatoes in the crates inside our crate house. Okay, now you can look at these guys and they're actually doing really well. I mean, these were potatoes that were planted right around, I think it was near the spring equinox, maybe just a little bit after that. And then we also have some ones that we planted in the field, and we'll show you those too. But look at the size of these guys. They're filled out nicely, they're growing well. So the field potatoes, these are the ones we planted in the garden just a couple of weeks after, or maybe, I don't even think it's that long. It might have been like 7 to 10 days after we did the crate potatoes. And what we ended up with is, they're way behind. And we also looked like we had a few that just didn't germinate, which is not the case of what we had in the crates. This is from the same seed potatoes we saved from last year. So you can see the wet, cool. We had some really frosty nights when these guys really just started coming up. So it's kind of made a big difference. But I got to tell you one thing, the cabbages and broccoli and the radishes, they've really been loving this weather. I guess that's a positive. So even when we go and you look at things, that have really slowed down in the field, our average soil temperatures, have been significantly cooler. At this time last year, by around the 6th of May, our daytime soil temperatures probably reached around 70 degrees. The nighttime temp of the soil is maybe 58 to 60. Well, we're running closer now to maybe our daytime temp high on a good day is maybe around 60. And our low time temps are going down 55 maybe, and depending on conditions, if it's really been rainy or something like that, could even be a little lower. So what's going on for plants like zinnias or beans or things like that are really warm season type stuff? If we put that out now in soil temperatures that are like that, they're really just going to sit there and they're not going to thrive at all. So that's why we've pushed back our warm season plantings now till probably Memorial Day. We'll see how it goes, but our forecast is looking at least for another 10 days of on and off again moisture and lower than average temperatures. Like today, we're probably 10 to 15 degrees below what would be considered normal at this point. We haven't even had an 80-degree day yet, which is pretty wild. Usually we have 1 or 2 of them by this point. So the point of the video is you got to pay attention to the nature that's around you. Sometimes you got to be really flexible on your schedule. There's no point in seeding something to put out that's only going to go into a poor condition to grow. You're kind of wasting your time and unfortunately the seed too. So yeah, just got to keep an eye out looking forward, what's it going to be looking like, and we will catch up eventually. But you can go take a look at these peonies. These are our coral charm peonies, and we've been harvesting these guys Mother's Days for a number of years. This year we totally missed it. The buds are just hard as a rock, and they're not even close at all. So that's the effect of low heat. And so when you look at the peonies, and like I said out there, they're rock hard. Usually we were harvesting peonies, our earliest varieties at this point for Mother's Day, and totally missed it this year. So those of you who are raising peonies in the tunnel, hey, good job. You got it. But, you know, our field stuff is just, you know, at nature's whim. So we got to do what we got to do, right? Anyway, just thought I'd share this with you. And as always, guys, take care out there, and we'll catch you on the next video. Bye-bye.